What's up,
Evo,
Evo?
welcome. Samantha, Rebecca, how are you guys?
Hey, guys.
Good.
Great. Thank you for joining us again, Rebecca. This is so great.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah. No, we thought it would be a great idea to kind of recap the day that we had.
Yeah, that was
before
fun.
the party and at the party. And so it's a treat again to have you here.
Well, thank you.
And it's a treat for me to be home in my mess of a room. So
yeah, well, it's really looks like you got a nice collection there.
Yeah, it's a mess because we're remodeling, but I definitely have some stuff. So, but yeah, Samantha, we just jump right into it. How are you?
You know, we were gonna do this live to talk about a recap. Talk about how you guys went to the party. You went to the shindig. And,
I didn't even know it was happening, and Chris just called me and asked me. He asked me about it because he thought I might know. I don't know anything, and he invited me to go. So I lucked out.
That's awesome.
I think I'm the one that lucked out.
No, it was great. It really was. It was really fun. The theater was really an interesting place, wasn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it was nice, but it was downtown LA, so it was interesting. It was interesting to get there and park in a parking garage and then have to walk over there but it was a nice place.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? It had that old LA feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all black inside. It looked old, And the theater had lounge chairs in them because we were there to see the He-Man movie, which I had never seen before. So I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, I had never seen it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that came out in '87, and you guys were.
Yeah, we were gone by then, doing other stuff. Mm-hmm. But you know what? It was so cool because it was a theater and it had a table right here, and they served us food and drinks. It was great.
Huh?
Yeah, we had that menu, and you could just order right there. You don't have to get up and go in the middle of the movie or nothing. You just put your order in and you bring the food.
This menu right here. Chris just sent this to me.
How cool is that?
I mean, I got there fast. It only went out yesterday.
Well, it was a priority. So they mean what they say.
How cool is that?
Isn't it? So that's the invitation. That's the menu right there. And then that's the receipt. And then that's me and Chris.
And the 3 pins. Hello.
And the 3 pins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody says hello.
Hi.
Put who you are, guys. Put who you are because we can't see. And it just says Facebook user. So whoever said this, hello. Let us know who you are. Let us know who you are because we want comments. We want you guys to comment and ask about their party, about how their celebration went.
Yeah, you guys have any questions?
I'd like to start.
Perfect chance to ask. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it, Samantha.
Yeah, I got a question. Chris, how did you get invited to this amazing, awesome party?
Well, I didn't know. We went to the party and I had no idea why I got invited. And after the movie and after the interview with Dolph so we were at the reception afterwards. And Rebecca we'd been there a while. We were talking to people and I kind of sat down after a bit and was kind of just enjoying sitting there, just watching everything. And it was nice to see you talking with some different people, Rebecca. Some people realized who you were. And
you know who realized who I was? Someone who watched the podcast that day.
Oh, Brendan
watched
probably.
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan also had tickets. Yeah, Brendan had tickets to go. He and a friend were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty new member of the group, but he was there for sure.
Oh, yeah, he was really nice.
So
and then, of course, Dolph knew me. Dolph and Brendan. That was it.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's Nick. Hey, Nick. How are you?
Hi, Nick.
Anyway, so your question, Samantha, I've been sitting there for a while, and Rebecca was off talking, and I was talking to one of the Mattel ladies. She was part of who put on the party. But another lady, I forget her name, I was talking to her and I was like, why am I here? Everybody I think thought that I was with Rebecca, like bodyguard or something, something to that effect,
The muscle.
And the truth is Rebecca was there with me.
I was his bodyguard.
That's right. And she she's like, you're the guy, you're the Facebook guy. And I'm like, what's that mean? So somebody at Mattel had seen a post that I made, and I found it way back in November, I think, of last year. I made this post about Mossman. You guys can find it, kind of like jokingly harping on Mattel, like, why can't you guys make a Mossman? You've already flocked the Panther. You already have the Beastman figure. You already have the club from the Grayskull pack of the Origins, right? And you can make the guy stink. So it's like, how come we don't get a Mossman? All I want's a Mossman. Well, it made whoever that was at Mattel laugh. So like somebody read that and thought it was funny, and then they started cruising up and down Evo and just got the impression that I was pretty well liked among the group, and it mattered to them a bunch too, that they felt like Evo was a nice group of people. There wasn't a lot of drama and garbage. It just felt like a good group. And the fact that I live in California, so they sent that invite. And Brennan likes to take the credit for me being there because, and he's right, he had said something about it. And I went back to my emails because I get 30 emails a day. And usually if it's something from Mattel, it's just junk. So I disregard it. But so I went back to that email and I asked Rebecca about it because I didn't know. It was kind of sketchy. I've never been invited to something like that. There was no date, no location, no.
I mean, it was like, come to this thing, but don't tell anybody. Right?
Right. Yep.
It was like secretive. And I said, I don't know. He goes, it sounds kind of funny, huh? I said, it does. You know, you're being
Legit.
You're being coerced. Yeah, you're being coerced. You're going to be kidnapped, you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like it ended up being a legit thing, you know? Amazing. Yeah.
Well, so I have to make plans. I have to schedule time off work, and I have to travel down there and spend money and do these things to go to this event that kind of felt sketchy. So I was just thinking, who's anybody that I know that might know anything about this? And it's not like Rebecca and I have ever even talked hardly before.
We never. Even though we met, though. We met at
we met once at PowerCon in California a couple of years ago. That was it. So she doesn't know me, but I thought, well, I'll just send an email or a message. Rebecca, do you know anything about this? Thinking that she would. Nope. Oh, sorry to bother you. I'll just call the theater at 4 and see what's going on. But then I found out it was a real deal, and knowing that Rebecca didn't know anything about it and wasn't going at the time, I was like, geez, if anybody should be going, it should be her.
He invited me to go. It was such a nice surprise because I haven't been out very much lately, you know? And I said, you know what? You better go. I said to myself, you'd better go. This is important. So we went, and it was great. I was so happy to be invited.
Yeah, and I was glad you had a good time. I didn't realize you'd never seen the movie before. What did you think of the movie?
It was dated, of course.
Yeah.
I thought he was better than I thought he was going to be, but I don't know if it's it's because he's my bathroom buddy now. I don't know if that's the reason. But he was pretty good in the movie. He was good, I thought. And then I thought Evelyn was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Foster, Meg Foster. She's got the prettiest eyes.
Yeah, she was good. And I was a little disappointed that so much of it was in a city on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But it was new, and there's cost restrictions and stuff. But I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed the whole thing. I didn't go. I liked it.
Yeah.
I did.
Hi, Krister. Krister's here, says hello. But yeah, it was nice to hear from Mattel that somebody out there found Evo and cruised up and down it and appreciated who we were as a group.
That makes it the best.
Because, there wasn't a huge amount of people there, I didn't think.
No, 50.
And they made it sound like it was select people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. I wasn't one of them. He was, but that's a nice thing. And I didn't recognize anybody from the past. I don't think those people were even born 40 years ago.
Yeah,
but
it was interesting to see the people at Mattel now are younger than us, and so it's easy to understand. Having talked to some of them, they didn't grow up with these toys. They didn't, they don't have a personal connection to them like we do.
And I taught toy design at Otis College of Design, and we've placed a lot of students at Mattel, and I didn't see one. And I know there's some, so I don't know if they weren't invited or they just didn't go, but I didn't care because it was great. We got to go. So
VIPs. VIPs.
VIPs.
That's awesome. So Rebecca, tell me, what was it like hanging out with Chris and being stuck with him all day?
Can I just go ahead and say it? Can I just say it?
Do it.
It was rough.
He's
was
hard.
hard.
He's hard.
It was hard. He broke my shoe. So
I did on purpose.
Yeah, he did on purpose because I broke one heel and then I had him break the other heel so I'd be even, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was actually he was really pleasant. He was on his best behavior, I guess, because from what I've heard, I've heard, like he's kind of, a thug, kind of,
Yeah, that's
A little rough around the edges.
Yeah. So
The green side of the sponge.
yeah. So it was pretty good, Sam. It was fun.
That's cool. You guys did you dug in the garage and tell me about that.
well. I
Finding
went.
those treasures.
Yeah, so way in the morning I went. Rebecca let me come over early, which was great. And we did the show, but I arrived knowing that we may not see anything, that we may not. So I just was thinking if we're able to, that's just a bonus. And so we went and dug through the garage and couldn't find. We found other artwork of Mark's, like some turtles and a few other things. But
We found turtles and some really cool other things, but not Motu related, But Chris was in there and he's pulling down stuff and everything. And I thought, oh my gosh, he has to be in this mess. Then I tried to con him into cleaning it, but he wouldn't do it. He actually said he would do it, actually.
Yeah,
I
I'm
bet
a
he
thug.
would.
Yeah. You guys know me. I'm definitely a thug for sure.
Chris the thug.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca was totally kidding about that.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, so we dug through the garage and didn't find anything. And
We didn't find anything.
but
And I
you
was
found,
thinking, it's pretty big. It's that you saw the B sheets from last time. And I thought it's pretty big. And then I went upstairs and it was in a spare bedroom. So we lucked out.
yeah, I don't know if she just wanted me to go through the garage so she knew what was in there or what.
Yeah, I just hadn't been in there for a while. I was afraid. So I took him in with me. But no,
we were really glad.
Pardon me?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so then we found the stuff and we were really happy. He was really happy.
I bet. Yeah. I mean, treasures.
It's just a treasure to see those things. But I was just happy that to be there with you, Rebecca, to do the interview, to do the show, whether we found stuff or not was.
Yeah, but we lucked out.
Yeah, it was just a bonus.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
asked Chris. I asked him. I said, "What was it like just touching them? You got to touch them. you held them in your hand and touched them.
Like, oh my gosh, it was just.
Oh my god!
You guys, Mark would be laughing right now.
That's just amazing. So
Mark
it
would be
is.
laughing his head off right now.
Yep, I'm sure he would.
True.
Yeah.
Rebecca, Nick says it looks like there was a red carpet entrance with all the pics of Motu through the ages at the theater. Remember that?
I want to know this
was a
question
red
too.
carpet, wasn't there, Chris?
There was red carpet. That's about where I was ripping your shoe apart.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I wasn't noticing.
So did you guys walk down this red carpet and they took your picture and then you had to walk on?
Not really. No.
They didn't take our picture, but there was a red carpet, and remember, Rebecca, on both sides of the wall they looked like movie posters, kind of.
Yeah, it was really nice. They
Of
had
the different He-Mans.
Yeah, they had old He-Man things, and they had new He-Man. A lot of posters and everything. And then that wall that we were photographed in front of, Chris, that was really nice. It was one of those backlit cells, that are really huge in a wall, and they had the different eras. They had Mark stuff, and then they went to the next. I don't know anything
Oh, that's
about
cool.
and then the next, and the next, and the next. In the middle, it's like 40 years. And that's where they wanted Dolph to stand by the, of course. I wanted him to stand by the Mark stuff, but they
Yeah.
made the 40. But it was nice, and it did have red carpet. That's right.
Yep.
But it wasn't like a it wasn't like a movie type thing where they, the stars come up and go. Chris did try to sing. But
What?
yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They didn't have any microphones or anything. They were just it just looked nice. It was a nice event. It was small, like I say. It wasn't as huge. Someone's asking, it looked huge. But you know what? It wasn't that huge. Was it, Chris? Did you think?
No, there's, like I said, what, 50, 60 people there probably?
Yeah, that's not very many.
Mm-mm.
And we were not at all. And then we were in 2 theaters. And then we came out to the reception the reception. And that was a bar. And it was black and it had disco lights. That was cool.
Huh. Yeah.
No, I was not singing. She's not being she's being funny. No, there was no singing involved. Trust me, there'd be nobody in that building.
No, but they had
I would have
disco
loved to have been
lights.
present for that if that happened.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
And they had beautiful they had really nice centerpieces too. They had I think Chris posted some, and they had pins galore. And I was handing them to Chris, and I thought I was a big thief, I was handing them like 2 at a time like this. And then I was snagging them from the table. And then I gave them to him because at first kids and stuff. And then I left, and then I come back, and he has a jar about this big, and it's full of pins. Is that it?
Huh.
Oh, that's the.
This was one of the table pieces.
Oh yeah.
There was what, 10 or 12 different ones. It's just a cardboard thingy, that they let me have it.
That's just a mini comic, right? Mini comic cover? Yeah.
Yep, just to cover one of the mini comics. Those were on the tables. And I did show some of these, and then this thing too. Would have
And
been.
what is that? You've shown that to me before. Tell me what that is.
That's the Grayskull Tiki cup, is all it is.
It's the
And
tiki.
then, yep, and there's a figure on a stand. She's
Is
glued
that
to
the origin
stand.
sorceress?
It is, yes.
Now, on all the tables, were there a tiki and a sorceress, or did they have mixed up action
They were
figures,
all-
or was it?
They were
Yeah.
mixed up.
No, each table had a different character. Same castle, but a different figure.
But that
He-Man,
was the
Skeletor,
closest
Ragman.
one to us.
That sorceress goes with Grayskull anyway, right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
so
closest
cool.
one to us. As
So
we
we're-
were leaving, we were like this.
Rebecca was,
We asked permission, though. We asked permission.
yep.
I was like, Chris, did you give me some pins? Did you give me some pins?
I got a few pins. Yeah.
And cupcakes.
Oh, yeah, I
They
brought
had
some home for the
They had
boys.
cupcakes. They had
Yeah.
cupcakes, different flavors with the same icing, but it was white and it had 40 on it.
Just jars of pins for days.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even really see it.
I'm feeling all, good about giving him a couple. And he shows me, and he's got like a gallon of them.
A jar of it. Yeah.
There's a couple jars, yeah. That's because the lady came to me afterwards. You had gone off to talk to some other people, Rebecca, and I was sitting
Yeah.
there.
Chris, you should tell that story. You should tell that story about the pins.
Oh, and she came with the pins.
Yeah. That's a good story.
Yeah, so the pins. So I had grabbed some pins because I wanted pins, and these were the San Diego Comic-Con pins. And I hadn't had any, so they were part of the placemat. Like you have this thing here, and there's a plate around it, and all
And they're like
decorative,
lost,
and the pins are all over them, things like that. And I don't know. So Courtney's her name. She came over with
Stephanie.
yeah, maybe.
It's either Stephanie or Courtney. We got it mixed up.
I know, I couldn't remember.
Nice lady though.
Yeah, she was the one that put on the party, or helped, whatever, put on the party. And I had asked
she
her
worked
because I kind of wanted to grab a handful because I wanted to bring some home for the boys. And so I asked her, I said, "Is it okay if I grab some pins?" And then she's like, "Oh, you're the Facebook guy." And I said, "Yeah." And anyway, she left, but she came back with like 3 of these jars full of pins.
Heck yeah.
She says, "If I give you these, what will you do with them?" I said, "If you give them to me, I'll give them away." She says, "You going to sell them?" I said, "No, I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to give them away." She's like, "Everybody sells them." Like, no, I feel privileged to even just be here, let alone be here with Rebecca. You know, I mean, there's thousands of fans that would love to be in my seat right now at this thing. And so if you give these to me, I'll do what I can to get them out to the members, because it's the least I could do to share this experience that me and Rebecca got to have with people who would have loved to have been there. And so if we can, I thought if I can get some of these out to different people, then that's just, I don't know, maybe my just little way of trying to share that night with other members of the page. And so she's like, okay, she gave them to me, I think kind of not believing me. And then I sent her a photo the other day of a couple of the pins. Yeah, I sent her a picture of the pins on top of some of the mailers. And I said, "Hey,
she is Courtney then."
I told you, here goes the first wave to some freebies for members. So
that's so nice of you, Chris, really.
Yeah,
that's
and she actually really appreciated that I actually did what I was going to say I was going to do. And
so I already knew that she was nice to him. I already knew she was nice to him. So we were getting ready to go, and it was thinning out. And he says to me, "See that centerpiece over there?" And I said, "Do you want it?" And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why don't you ask that guy came and introduced himself, a Mattel person?" And I said, "No, remember? I said, no,
yes.
I don't want to ask him. I want to ask that lady because she's already given you something. See, so she's a giver."
You already had a rapport with her.
Yeah. So I said, I walked up and I said, can I have this? And she said, "Oh, sure." So I just put it in my purse and we went out. So
there you go.
It
was this centerpiece.
This one right here, yeah.
Yeah.
But Rebecca thought I was getting it for Katie, right?
Yeah. I said, "Oh, did you give it to your wife like it?" And he goes, "It wasn't for her, it was for me."
I already dumped her for you that night anyways.
I know.
I don't think Katie would give a crap about that at all.
No, I appreciate her for letting me do that to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good thing for sure. But no, the pins were a good deal. I think Mattel responded to me the other day after I shared. After I sent her the picture of, "Hey, here's the pins," and I actually did send them to members for free, like I said, and I'm going to continue to do that. And she's like, I can even tell you what she said. She just said, "Thank you for the heartfelt message," and that she was going to get me in contact with more PR people at Mattel, and so maybe us as a group of Evo, maybe we'll actually get some headway with Mattel a little bit. She did offer to get me with somebody. Maybe we can interview about the amusement park coming up, or some of the upcoming
so cool.
or what the situation is with the attorney, whatever might be going on at the time. But
yeah, that's good. Yeah, she was very
but these
nice.
pins have opened a door, and so I want to make sure to keep that door open.
Yeah, that's so nice of you, Chris. I mean, I read some of the messages, and it's like they're so thrilled to have them. Did you write the 40 on the back?
I did write the 40 on the back. Yep.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, because you end up with pins you don't really remember sometimes, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Who is this?
Oh, somebody got pins. I know Andrew's
Somebody
got his
some pins.
Yeah, he put a nice post up already. Andrew did. But I've sent out 6 or 7 sets so far, I think.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and he doesn't just send one pin. He sends the 3.
Yeah.
There's a set.
Well, as
Yeah.
Comic-Con, they were a set of 3, so I figured,
Oh, I see.
might as well send sets, and I have like at least 50 or 60 sets. So
Oh, good. That's good.
You're
Oh,
gonna
you're
get
more
you're gonna
claims.
get bombarded with some
You're gonna get
messages.
more claims. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is
Okay.
Andrew. So Andrew,
Oh,
we're
hey,
on Stream.
Andrew.
We're actually on StreamYard, not Facebook, and so all we see is Facebook user. We can, if you go to StreamYard and give them access to your Facebook name, just your name, then we can see who it is. So we've made posts before on Evo about doing that, and I'll post another one. But yeah, you probably see Andrew and everybody else's names, but all we see is
Right.
Facebook.
Andrew is a great Evo member. He actually won the prize on our very first half an hour power.
You
We
had
gave
a
away
prize.
an Origins
Wow.
Wundar, brown hair. I call him the brown hair,
Oh, yeah.
but he won.
He did?
Yeah, he won.
Wow. You gave him Wonder Bread?
No,
Nina?
just an Origins one, just the new
Oh,
the new
I
version.
they read
The
you.
new
Oh,
one.
Not
they
like,
did it.
no.
See, I don't know anything about the things that happened after. I only know about the beginning, but I can tell you
Yeah.
that he was supposed to have brown hair.
Really?
Mark did him with brown hair. And there was a vice president that was there, which is funny because Mark was a vice president later, but he was a vice president and he had blonde hair and he wanted him to have blonde hair.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Little tidbit. That's
No.
awesome.
And I said, why dark hair? And he said, because there's more dark haired people in the world, is why he
Yeah.
said. And he said he just seemed like a dark haired guy, but he didn't care. And you know, that silly haircut and everything, you know, what's the difference? Because
See
He-Man did.
the bangs and the
Yeah. Yeah. I
Guys,
don't think that was his either.
yeah, anybody watching, now's your chance to ask Rebecca a question or me a question about that our time together that day or the evening at the party. So definitely feel free to
anything.
ask.
Yeah. So you said that dark hair. Do you know the mystery behind the Wonder Bread?
You know, I asked Mark because people asked me a lot, and I would ask Mark,
Right.
and he said this. He said that he thinks it was a gift, like a McDonald's gift. You know, like when they give toys away with the meals.
Happy Meal.
It was some kind
Yeah.
of it wasn't for McDonald's. It wasn't a Happy Meal, but it was that sort of thing that it, you know, it was, they did a couple of them and then they gave them away. So whoever got one, I guess that's a really good thing, but it was like a promotion. That's what he said. It was a promotion. And I said, then what happened? And he goes, no idea. He says, because then the marketing took it away and they did stuff with it, you know, but he said there were a few of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Rebecca,
quite
that
expensive now.
comment's for you there.
pardon me?
That comment's for you, Rebecca.
Oh, let's see if I can see it. Rebecca, thank you for being a part of community. It's awesome to have you. Thank you so much, Nick. That's so nice of you. I've done these interviews with Wayne before, you know, and it's a nice new group. It's fine. I like Wayne a lot too, but I appreciate your comment. Thank you so much. I like being with you guys.
And you've enjoyed talking with
Here's a good
Samantha
one.
too.
I don't think she heard you.
Samantha? I love working with Samantha. She's the first woman that's ever questioned that on a podcast. And although I like men a lot, it's a different vibe. And it's nice. I like it a lot. It's different. It's nice. And you guys are a great team. I know everybody loves you guys because they've told me.
Awesome.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I
We
have
do-
something here. What?
Yeah, we have some questions coming up now.
Oh yeah. What happened after the movie? Oh,
Was there a Q&A?
yeah, I can tell you about what happened after the movie. We went and no, I'm sorry, this was before the movie. Can I tell them about how I felt when we got there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got there, no one knew who I was, nor should they. And we were sitting there. We were in the second row, and we had good seats. And these two guys came up, and they were all dressed in black, and they had the 40s on them, so they obviously worked for Mattel. I talked to them later, but I didn't know them, didn't talk to them. And they said, the first thing they said was, and this was brought to you with the creativity of Mark Taylor. And I felt so good the whole night.
Yeah.
It made my night.
Yeah.
And it was right at the beginning. And I just felt so good.
That's
So
awesome.
I had a great time. It was great.
Yeah,
That's cool.
no, it was a great time for sure. The Q&A was also before the movie, Nick, and
Was
so,
it?
yeah.
I don't even remember that part.
Yep.
What did they
And
ask?
It was just an interview with Dolph. Remember, he sat up there and they.
That's
were
right. That's right. I'm sorry.
And I actually put a bit of that, Nick, on. I posted some of that video on Evo, some of the interview with him, so you can find some of that there. But that was before the movie. What was Dolph like? What was Dolph like? He was
what
great.
was Dolph like?
I've heard
He
a lot
was
of
really
horror
nice.
stories with him, but he was.
Yeah, people
was
say,
nice and
"Oh, he's like."
cooperative
From
He
my
would
point of
talk
view,
with you freely. Yeah.
yeah, he was really nice,
Mhm.
very nice, real friendly.
Easy on the eyes.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy still.
He's a good-looking guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. He looked so beautiful in that movie, didn't he? He was such a beautiful specimen, and he's still a really handsome guy, and really nice.
Yes, so much. Well, let's see here. Here's one. Hey, Rebecca. Great that you both got to out there, managed to snag some goodies. Is it true that Chris is only 4 foot tall in person?
It's sad, really, because I have to scrunch down to talk to him. And then in the pictures, he has to get up on a box, and I have to get really shrunken down. It's sad, but
Awesome.
But I know his wife likes him a lot, So even though he's really teeny,
That's a plus.
I'm glad somebody does.
yeah. No, he's tall. Dolph was tall. I was in a well, standing between them.
Yeah, you made that comment. Like, everywhere you go, you make me look so little.
Yeah,
and then standing next to Dolph, he and I are the same size.
Yeah, you look the same. They looked exactly the same height. So it was like, doink. Doink, like this. I was in the hole, really. No, he's very, very good looking still. And Chris isn't bad either.
Well, let's see.
Wahoo Samantha.
Woohoo! Who's that? Oh, Nick. Thanks, Nick.
No idea.
It was Nick. I have my phone.
Oh, you're cheating. That's perfect, though.
I'm cheating. Yeah. Well, I want to know who's talking, Yeah.
It was the interview with Dolph was fun because anytime, whether it's him or anybody, I like those interviews because you get a taste of the history of what happened behind the movie, how it was made, all these different things with it. And he talked about the part, Katie's a fan of the Rocky movies, and
he talked about that with great pride, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And He-Man came out right after the 4th Rocky movie that he was in. And they were talking about his line with "I have the power," and how often he's stuck having to say that line all the time. And he said that second behind
I must break you. It's got to be I must break you.
Yes.
Yep.
I was thinking if he dies, he dies. But
he dies.
Yeah. No, it was I must break you. And then I have the power. And then the other one.
Those two things. He did talk a lot about that movie, those movies. I think he's very proud of them. And, he seemed pretty stoked about the He-Man thing, too. Everybody was really nice there, and they were featuring the film, and it was probably very nostalgic for him, too, as well.
Yeah.
I think for him to look back at that was a neat experience for him. Yeah. He talked about, Frank Langella he's in his 40s when he was playing Skeletor at the time. And so for him to be a young actor, and working on his language, his English and things like that, and acting in general, seemed like he really appreciated being able to work with Frank on the He-Man movie. He learned a lot as an actor from him.
Yeah, it sounded like it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And he seemed, you know, he doesn't live He-Man like you guys do, you know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you can imagine he's just brought into this 40th birthday, and it's probably very nostalgic for him.
Probably overwhelming to see everybody like, oh, you know, hey.
It's overwhelming to me. You guys are so nice to me. It's like I keep saying all I did was sleep with the guy, you know? But you guys are so nice to me. And I remember how it felt.
Wow. No, I mean, didn't this, you know, and what about, wait, I've got something to show you. What about this stuff? You worked on
Oh,
this.
I did. Mark and I
Yeah.
both on this one. I usually worked alone on the labels, but I really didn't know what he wanted on this thing. And that's where the castle, it was a big mat, vinyl mat.
Right.
And I
The
did that.
moat.
Yeah, the moat.
And
And
I
I
don't
did
have a
this.
picture of the pit.
Oh yeah, the
But-
pit.
The pit. Yeah,
The
my
pit.
husband, Mike, I don't think you've talked to him yet. He has
No.
a shirt with the pit on it. He loves.
Yeah.
And I told
Yeah,
him, I was
that's-
like, Rebecca did that. She did that. He was like, really?
Yeah, that's from Motu Joe, right?
Yeah, I
From
think
Motu
so,
Joe.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's they've made
I
rugs
think it
and all
is.
kinds of things.
Super
You know,
7?
they-
I'm not sure.
And that
Yeah,
flag too was yours too,
Super seven.
Rebecca.
Pardon
The
me?
flag behind Samantha.
This is you?
Oh yeah, and that was the
Yeah.
two-sword thing, you know.
Here, let me
Do you
show
know
you
what-
here.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And you did both of
It's funny.
these.
Yeah, it's funny to see them, you know, because they were weird when I did them. There weren't labels like this. We never saw labels like this. And I told Chris before, I said, when he gave me the assignment, I think probably said it last time. I did. I said it in your last podcast when I said, what if they don't like these? And he said, who's they? I'm they. So I thought, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well. So it was good.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, that was fun. That was fun to do. But I've never been so famous for labels before. That's amazing.
These are awesome, though. I mean, I have a
Oh,
blanket
wow.
that's covering, you know,
Oh,
down
good.
my house.
Yeah, I saw the rugs that was Super 7 that
Right.
did the rugs. And you know, I've said before, it's strange to walk on the pit, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because something will
Oh,
get
you would
you.
want to walk on the pit.
No. So the rug thing is kind of like, I don't know about that, but yeah, and I saw lately, you guys know about this, I don't, that they're making some of those figures, or they have made?
Yes. I think I told you that. They are.
The
The
frog.
frog.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't have a picture, but yeah. Which is so, I mean, that's what you're drawing.
I know, except for, you know, the face. I mean, it's not exactly what I pictured him to be, but I like it. You know, it's neat.
Yeah.
But
There's one for you there,
There you go.
Rebecca. I think I know
did
the answer.
Mark like Conan the Barbarian and Frank Frazetta? You know, he did. He liked Conan a lot, and he liked the one where it's Prince Valiant. Those books, there was a bunch of Prince Valiant books, and he liked those. And then Frazetta was one of his favorite. And he wanted, because he really worked in packaging, he didn't work in R&D, and he wanted the package to look like Frazetta paintings. So he interviewed a bunch of people, and he had Rudy come in, and he asked Rudy, can you paint like this guy? And he says, no, I'll try it though. And
Yeah.
and so he did, and it was perfect. You know, Rudy's stuff is just great. So
Rudy's
it
the
was
man.
very Rosetta-like, and because the package, you know, we all love the packages as kids. We love them. We love the cross, even cross cells. You know, I've done so many cross cells, and people, you guys, you collect the cross cells. You like these characters so much. It's pretty amazing to me. You know, and the Frazetta-like look was perfect for this, I thought.
Yeah, it
And
was.
apparently you too.
Sure. Yeah,
No, the
absolutely.
box art on stuff is great. It tells its own story. That's
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so neat. You can fall right into it. It's like
yeah,
it does tell its own story. And
yeah.
Mark always wanted you guys to tell your own story with the stuff. And then you get
Yes.
the little preview on the box, and it really was effective, I thought.
Well, sometimes you don't even see the toy. Like I think Wind Raider's one, right? And Battle Ram too. It's all glossy.
Yeah,
It's complete box art. You don't even see the toy at all. There's no window
that's
in
right. No window.
it. Yeah.
And that's because the paintings were so great.
Yep.
It wasn't, they
Yeah.
were so great. And Ted Mayer did the vehicles for Ted is Mark's best friend. They met at Mattel. They were in cubicles next to each other in packaging. And now he's my he's always been my best friend, Ted. He's just a great guy. I'd like to have him talk to you guys sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be
And we
great.
talked about that. Ted he's down there near you, I guess. He's in LA.
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's in Studio City. And when Mark passed, there were people that asked that were too late, and like History Channel, and people wanted to interview Mark, and Ted went in his place, and Ted's always good. He's always because he was there. He was right there with us,
Yeah.
So
We talked about that already, but he would be a phenomenal guest on the show, just like you are.
oh no, I don't think so. I mean, better than me, because he did the stuff. I did the labels, and I was the muse. But yeah, he could tell you things I don't know about, because he actually stayed there after Mark went to Playmates to do Turtles.
Okay.
So he actually stayed there.
That's cool. You guys stayed friends.
We've been friends for 50 years, almost 50 years. Yeah, he's the best. He's oh my gosh, he's such a nice man. Everybody likes Ted. Everyone. I don't think there's one person that doesn't like him. He's not like Chris, Everybody likes Ted.
I can't wait to talk to him. I really can. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
you'll
leaving.
really enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, really. No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
And I'm
All
just
of it.
teasing. I'm just teasing. I really like you guys. So
Well, we like
No,
you. I know I do.
No, it was great to spend that day with you and go to that event. That's something I'll just never forget.
no, it was really not. I was good for me too. I don't know this man is coming to pick me up to take me to a party that he's not sure is even a party. And I just went,
Winging it.
yeah, okay, okay,
Let's
I'll
do
go.
it. Let's just fine. It'll work out.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
My friends are going, where are you going? I'm going to a party with the guy that I just, no, but I will. And everybody's going, Rebecca, don't go. I'm so
How
glad
cool
I
is that though? And look, I mean, that's
It's
awesome.
so good. It's just great. It was a good thing. Good move. So someone
move.
just wrote that the art on the packages sold them, and I think it did. I think it
Yeah.
was just so different and so beautiful, really. The packages. Mark did the packaging too. He didn't do the logo. A man named Bob Knoll did the logo.
Oh.
He was, very talented guy. He did the logo, which was really different. Let's face it, that Masters logo is different. And everybody
amazing.
copied it since. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. And everyone's copied it since, but nothing's new under the sun. Everybody has to take off from somewhere. But it was pretty dynamic in those days. And now.
Yeah. Yep. I like this one. Look at this question here. All the labels you made, what is your favorite?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's got to be the pit,
Pet.
the well of the creatures. It's got to be that one, because that was so much fun, And the second one is the spacesuit, because I didn't know what the heck that was. I didn't know why a spacesuit was going to go in a castle, but I did it anyway, because that's what he wanted. Looks like he's standing next to a stove, doesn't it?
That
Got a
is
hot pocket
amazing.
in there.
Yeah. They and it was working for Mark, so it was really, I liked it. How he do work for me sometimes, I do work for him sometimes. So, we were on the same wavelength, so it worked out really good. But that probably was my favorite. What was your favorite? I want to know what your favorite labels are, all of you, including your viewers.
This is
That's your
mine, for
favorite?
sure. 100%. Yeah.
How about you, Chris?
I like the spaceman always.
Oh yeah, that's
I like the good guy flag too, so I would pick the good guy side of the flag and the spaceman. I remember always liking.
He
but
had
you
a
said
chance to buy a really cool spaceman at PowerCon a few years ago.
no,
Remember that?
we're working on that.
we're working on it.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's a company called Kind Nuggets, and they do really nice like magnets and stuff and figurines. And the last time I went to PowerCon, he gave me a Skeletor and some skeletons because he does other things besides Motu. But yeah, and he called me one day and asked me if he could have the spacesuit blown up. So I sent him the file. So I just got in touch with him recently, and I don't think he wants to give it up. So we're going to have to do something else, Chris. We're going to have to work on it.
Yes, we are.
I remember him and I were standing there at PowerCon, and he was like, I don't know. And I was like, buy it. This was what, 2000? No, what? A few years ago. And you were like, no, I don't want to do it. And I was like, okay. And I couldn't buy it because I had to fly, So
Was it for sale?
yes.
Yeah, he would at the time he would have sold it, and I remember talking to him about it, but I didn't have the room at the time, but now I do.
Take it home? Because wasn't that, where was it? That was in Ohio, right?
The most recent one.
No, this was
here.
Oh, it was here. Oh,
yeah.
It was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was really, I think it was the first time him and I met. And we
really?
in person, and we were talking about that. And I said, buy that thing. Look at that. That's amazing.
Oh, we can fix you up with one of those. I got to fix you up with octopus.
Yes. And my bathroom's covered in them. I love the octopus. It's awesome.
There's a lot of comments there. It's like the rug and the fly on Grayskull, the battle of good versus evil, just things that I think people like. But you said, Rebecca, the well or the pit, whatever people want to call it, you said it was fun. Why was it fun?
Well, because I got to make up the stuff, He said to me, okay, I want a pit, and there's denizens in there. He said, denizens. And I said, you mean like underwater denizens? And he goes, all denizens, creepy things that will grab you and pull you down. They'll just grab you and pull you down. So that was fun, because you think, what kind of things will grab you and pull you down? Well, there's everything in there. There's everything in there. And he tells a story about it in the book, because he wrote the He-Man part. I told you, he tells who his father is and all that. Not the He-Man, not the Motu that you guys all know, but the Motu that Mark was directing it to. And he liked the idea that it was nonsensical in a way, that there'd be a crab leg and a that it was food for thought is what it was. He was giving you food for thought, just like the space suit.
So trying to maximize imagination.
Exactly. You said it. I couldn't. You said it. That's exactly correct. And let the kid just his mind wander with this thing. What's the pit for? And I'm sorry, I flaked out. He wrote the story of the pit. He wrote about the pit and what the pit is and how the pit came about and everything, which I thought was really good. And I didn't find all this stuff out till way, way later, like 3 years ago.
Wow.
And if you're nice to me, I might tell you the secrets. I need pins. More pins.
She needs more pins in her life, Chris. Give the woman pins.
Maybe with kids.
Give her
Yeah.
more pins.
I
We
got
have to hear
something.
this.
It inspired the battle of good and evil. You know, the battle of good and evil is eternal. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. We're going through it big time right now. All of us, you know. And little kids, they want to know what's good and what's bad. They want some guidance. I think kids that don't have guidance are lost, and they really do grow up and be thugs like Chris, you know. But they want limitations. So when you say good and evil, whether it's religion that you pick or you know, loving animals or whatever, there's something there that helps a person grow up decently, you know? And the battle between good and evil is the beginning, I think.
Yeah.
Because people always tell me how they were troubled in their life and that He-Man, the whole world kind of, it made him a better person. Well, gosh, you know, hearing something like that your husband's toy line made people a better person, that is like, this is golden. This is golden stuff. And he got to know all that because of the fans.
Yeah,
Really
That's
I
awesome.
could say that. I think, Katie, if you're watching, help me with this. But when I was in, I want to say senior in high school, sometime in high school, I still have it. I totally forgot about it. I'll have to find it. I wrote an essay on, I think it was the value of good and evil, or the battle between good and evil. And it was a whole He-Man Skeletor thing. In high school, I wrote that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've totally forgot about it. Katie will remember it. Maybe she'll say something if she's still watching. But it's just like what you say. You know, it's just.
You know, I taught preschool too, and somebody said to me, preschool, you taught preschool? What do you teach preschoolers? How about good and bad, right and left?
Yeah.
You know, up and down. You start out with that and you hope for the best. And to continue it with a toy line, that's superb. That just reinforces all the goodness that you can be in this world.
Yeah. That's awesome. We'll shower you with all the goodies in exchange for secrets.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, Katie did respond. Oh man,
Yeah, here we go.
I shouldn't have opened my mouth.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let's see you. You did this when, Chris? When did you write this?
I want to say high school. Might
See,
have
I
been
don't know if good kids gravitate to it, or they grow up good. You know, when there's toys and movies and all that stuff. I don't know if you're good and then you gravitate towards it and you love it, or it helped you be good. You know, what comes first?
I don't know. I
Good
remember
question.
being little and at the end being like, yes, you're right. That's what I need to do. I'm going to do that. And I did.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie says I talk about the moral. I don't even remember. I talked about the morals in there, so that'd be referring to the cartoon. But I have
Right.
the toys prior to that, and then and those.
Yeah,
morals.
that
the whole,
was beautiful.
yeah, with the whole world as a whole, you know. I think having this hobby here, and I mean, this is just stuff. It's just stuff. It doesn't compare to getting to spend time with you or go to that party that we got to go to. It doesn't, but these things make me a better person today. They do.
Oh, that's nice. Well, they make me a better person too, because I get to meet you guys. And I'm telling you, I've not met a nicer bunch of people before, like you guys, like the Motu family. It's amazing. I mean, there's some that are like, but very rare. Most of you are great, wonderful.
Some. There can be some. Well, just because I gravitated towards Evo so much because the people there were so solid and just not creepers and just gross and you know what I mean?
I agree.
Just so yeah. So I was like,
agree.
okay, this is my Motu home. Here we go.
Yeah, I know, because
Yeah.
I visit the other groups once in a while, you know, and sometimes I drop a drawing here and there. I even visited a turtles group the other day and threw some drawings in there for them because Mark wanted all of you guys to have drawings. He wanted you to have anything you wanted on the line because what was he going to do with it? It was, you know what I mean? What are you going to do with it? You have to share stuff that people love. And it was, you guys were all really loving to him. And so it was always like, send that out, give him this, give him that, just like Chris does, you know, because, it just feels really good. And it is a great group. Evo is a great group. I like it even, I liked it then when it was just Wayne, and I like it with you guys too. It's just consistently good.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's great.
I just
Love
think,
Wayne.
yeah, it's very. I think it's so important to have a quality group when there's so many other groups out there that aren't. And,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then for what's her name at Mattel to tell me what she did about us even getting to be there, and part of that was because she cruised around Evo and felt like it was a good community of quality fans that weren't there to just
Compliment that boy.
be full of junk all the time. You know, that mattered even to Mattel. So that was just nice to hear from an admin on the page. Admin on the page.
Yeah. And not just the admin, you know, the admins are great. And the people that are participating are so good. They're kind, they're respectful, they're really hungry for information. And any information I have, I want to give it to you because you should have it. It's yours. In my mind, it's yours. Hi.
Who is this?
I don't know. I just see Facebook users, so
Me
somebody
too.
jumped
Hi.
in recently, which is great.
Hi, Facebook user.
I'm trying to find out. My phone's
Okay.
slow.
Yeah, Samantha's looking on her phone.
Boogie Robertson.
Hi.
Okay.
Well, you said
Okay.
hi. Thanks for
Have any
jumping in. If you
questions?
missed much of the show, catch up later. Sure.
Yeah. Do you have any questions? I'm ready to answer them.
Or
Hit me.
definitely catch the rerun for sure. Yeah. Let me talk, people. We want to hear her secrets.
I know. Huh? Somebody said they would shower you with goodies if you told
I
them.
know. I know. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about what kind of goodies I want. I don't want pins.
No
I want-
pens.
No, I want solid stuff, you know, like hard stuff, like little stones that are hard, like diamonds. I'm kidding.
Paul says hi also.
Paul says hi.
Hi, Paul. How are
Hey,
you?
Paul, if you got any questions, now's the time to do it.
Hit me, Paul. Even if you think it's dumb, because I know the answers to the dumb ones. Let's see. Hey, guys, I want to thank you for.
Oh,
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's interesting because when I got there with you, Rebecca, and we were talking about doing the other show here, it was me thanking you for all that you guys have done, or this room wouldn't even exist. I wouldn't even have been there with you that day. And what really was interesting and appreciative of me was actually your response. I mean, you were thanking me, well, all of us, because if it wasn't us who cared about what Mark had done, that was your take, which was interesting to me, and I appreciate that, because my view would have just been, without you guys, this wouldn't exist. When the reality is
You guys have been wonderful. And when Mark was here, sorry,
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
you were wonderful to him, and I really appreciate it for life. Sorry,
No,
No,
it's
it's-
okay.
it's still new to me, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he created has created more than just, a love for this canon, like Chris and I are good friends. We're buddies. And I've got all these amazing friends just from what came out of his head. Like, I know that we'll be lifelong friends.
I know. Same
And
here.
that's what I take out of it. I take my friends for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best part. I mean, we
Yeah.
have so many friends now that are in your group, and in other groups. And I mean, we see them every year. They come to visit with us. They stay with, I mean, we're like best buddies now. And it's all by the chance of this toy line. And here
Yeah.
it is 40 years later, and we're still, Mark rules.
We got
And
a
we're
few of
still
them.
We're still at it, Oh. You
How
gotta
about this
stop.
one? Okay, okay. I'll stop.
All
I'd
right,
like to give you a
here.
big hug too.
here's a great question for you, Rebecca.
Okay. You mean, was there things that didn't come out? Did I make fun things that just never made it?
Does something stand out to you that you really enjoyed making, but it never saw the light of day?
Oh, okay. Well, I liked the moat a lot. I thought the moat was a nice thing because it's really set off the castle. And now MFA sent me Mark's original castle, the first one, and I can see where, I mean, it's not the same size, but I can see where that would really make a world out of it. That was kind of fun doing that with Mark.
I love the colors. It's it's not.
You know what? The colors, I had somebody else do the colors, and they were really muted, and they, like the castle is muted, and it was really muted, and it looked like it went real well, but it wasn't fun. It was more fun to have those colors, and I mean, I always say it's a castle, it's a green castle that's alive. And I'm not going to put bright colors here. I mean, it doesn't exist, folks. It's fantasy. So why not have some good colors in there, some fun colors? And I think
I love the purple, yeah.
And I think the moat would have been fun for the kids because kids like to look at little details, little secrets, to find a little secret something. That's why they like the grate so much, the pit. But you find little secrets. I mean, I did when I was a kid. I found little secret things, and I just loved them. And I think the moat would have been fun. And I don't understand why at this time we don't just print the moat out, and have people have the moat.
Yeah. That would be great.
Get busted for it or what, but they never made it. So somebody did a couple Power and Honor
Foundation.
Yeah, they borrowed the moat from me, and they sold a couple, I think. But and it didn't go. It was kind of expensive because I think it was big, it was oversized, and it was vinyl. But that doesn't mean you couldn't print it on paper and piece it. It would still look good,
Yeah,
that was probably
sure.
fun.
All right.
So that's the answer to that one. Let's see.
Thank you for attending PowerCon. It was a joy to meet you both.
That's
Me
for
and him?
you. That's for you guys.
No, that's for you. I'm sure. I know. I'm sure I
Yeah.
speak for a ton of people who are appreciative of people like you who are so kind and willing to meet with fans and talk with them and interact with them and not get tired of the same old questions all the time. And
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I mean, I had to miss it towards the end because Mark was sick, but I wouldn't. It was always fun. And like I say, meeting all those people, so many fun people. Oh, it was great. It was a lifetime bonus, It's a bonus in your life. You don't expect it. You don't expect to have thousands of people as friends.
How cool is that?
It's
How cool
so
is that? A lifetime bonus. Write it down.
It's a
Lifetime bonus.
lifetime.
So
I'm
cool.
gonna have it tattooed somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Well, what else, Chris? What else, Rebecca? What do you think?
No, I think if you got something you want to add, Rebecca, about that day or the time at the theater.
Well, I sure had fun, that's for sure. And we didn't know what to expect.
Mm-mm.
And it was pleasant. It was very, very nice. And I wish all of you could have come. I wish a lot of you could have come that wanted to come. It was simple, nice. It was sweet. And it was so sweet of him to invite me. That was the best part.
Oh, here
I would
you
have
go.
given you
With
my
the
ticket
good
in a second.
You rule.
No, I don't.
You do. Yes, you do. Paul is right. Paul is right.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Send
Paul
that
is right.
man some pins, will you? Will you please send that man plenty
Send
of
that man
pins?
some pins.
You said that was Paul?
Yeah.
All right, Paul, I'll send you some pins. I'll
Paul,
send you a
you
message
nailed it.
later. Paul gets pins. Sooner or later, everybody will get pins.
I know. Now I wish we would have really scrounged more.
I know, huh? All right.
Wow.
Well, geez, we're over an hour, which is wonderful.
This is turning into an hour of power.
I know, huh? Well, when it's a good show, it's a good show. Rebecca, thank you a ton for being so willing to come back on and
It's
be here.
fun.
Yes.
You guys are so fun. It's wonderful, really.
You are truly amazing. Truly. It's so easy to talk to you. It's like talking to my best girlfriend, just talking away.
Well, I wish you would
no,
have met Mark.
yeah.
You would have had the same feeling about Mark. He
I'm
was that
sure.
really a good human,
Yeah.
So,
Good.
well, thank you. I appreciate your words. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure for me. Absolutely a pleasure. And
Good.
we'll see if we can't get you some more people to talk to you, huh? Like for Ted, for
That'd be
sure.
awesome.
Ted was for sure.
Yes.
Yep. Ted
That would be
great.
amazing.
Yep. No, that's
Yeah.
great. And
Yeah.
I just really appreciate you taking me up on my offer that day, and a lot of members appreciate the interview from before and now, and
Well,
the
my
party
pleasure.
was great. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank all of you guys especially, for letting me come on and talk to these people that I like very much, that write to me all the time. I get letters from all over the world, and I know your members are from all over the world, and it's just
Yes.
like having the best pen pals in the world, It's just really nice.
all right. Well, thank
Well-
you, Rebecca, and you too, Samantha. Probably-
Okay,
You
take
too,
care,
Chris.
guys. Bye.
Okay, wait. Till next time.
Till next
Till
time.
next time.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
everybody.
Thank you, Evo.